Good day, viewers, and welcome to today's Sports Ref Show. I am your host, Brian Munango, unpacking the latest sports news. Well, before we get into today's hit list, PSG and winger Ousmane Dembele have reached an agreement for a 5-season contract and gross annual salary of 20 million euros plus bonuses. In other news, Brazil midfielder Fabinho has signed a 3-year deal with Saudi Arabian side Al Ittihad. Well, before we talk more about football, we are all very shocked that the Saudi Arabian sides are coming in with loads of money as they are trying to persuade top players in the Premier League to move to their respective league. But more about that when we get into the hit list. Well, top Namibian chess player, international master Dante Bjerkes, who represented the country in the highly prestigious FIDE World Cup, that was the 10th edition in Baku, Azerbaijan, from the 29th to the 31st, has gone out in style. His manager, Berdian Bjerkes, said that the 180 rating Namibian IM was paid against seasoned Croatian chess grandmaster and former 2,700 rating club member Ivan Saric with an FIDE rating of 2,657 in the 2-game match, and unfortunately lost the 8-round knockout tournament. Well, in other news, we have found out that Lafras Uys, who departed for Istanbul, Turkey, where he will be competing in the Under-17 World Wrestling Championship. You can see him there on the right with a red shirt. Uys will showcase his medal in the 92 kg kilogram division, that is in both Greco-Roman and freestyle, that is. While the cricket Namibia saw a very positive indicator to its immediate future when its junior national qualified for the Under-19 World Cup in Sri Lanka next year. The Walvis Bay Salt Eagles won the qualifying tournament for the African region, finishing unbeaten as the team returned to the Heroes that was taking place, that is. Well, we have a video from the coach, that is, so let's take a look.
I'm not gonna lie, I think we've been able to actually process what happened today. We had a good few hours in the airport in Johannesburg, so I think it gave us a good opportunity to actually reflect on the tour and what we've achieved. Today, even at the tournament, I think I probably believed it about 2 or 3 months ago. There's just a feeling within our camp that there's a unity there, and there's a hunger there, and there's a fighting spirit and a commitment towards the goal. So it was, you kind of had that feeling a few months ago already. I think we just had to go and do it.
So on the tour, you had the national men's head coach Pierre de Bruin, who was assistant coach. Maybe just how did his addition to the coaching, team add?
Look, they always say you can't buy experience. And as a mentor to me on tour in my first ICC tournament, that was massive. It's amazing how these tours, they put you in unique situations, and it was great to have him there to discuss and bounce ideas. And we spoke a lot of cricket. So there's a lot of off-field stuff that happens, which I think people aren't always aware of. You tend to just kind of look at on-field things, but most of what happens on the tour is probably 90% off the field. And then just on the field, just again, tactically being able to bounce ideas. I think we work together really well. So it's a really good combination. I've told him as much. I was really grateful to have him there and to be able to learn from him. And that's what our organization is about. One memory that sticks out, I think, just off the top of my head, probably Junior's first ball to Tanzania when we started bowling. That was a real catalyst moment for us. So I think we had that. We had our Top Gun moments on the beach, playing a bit of team football 2 days before our first game. I can't really pick out one. There were a few. You just go and that's the kind of what reflection does. You go through each game, and there's little moments that swing it your way where someone stands up and does something, and that changes the momentum of the game. So there's probably a number of them across each day.
Going forward, what do you have plans for the boys? I mean, we're going to World Cup. What is next for the boys now?
They're going to work very hard. They're going to work hard. We've got a number of challenges which we need to find solutions to. Then there's a number of aspects of our game which need to find a new level. You know, we're going to compete in a completely different competition, and it's a whole different beast for a variety of reasons. So we need to ensure that, you know, we find 10% in a number of different fields that can allow us to go and be competitive. It's just a lot of hard work the next 5 months, and that's what it comes down to.
Thank you. Good luck.
Okay, well, Spotlight is up next right after we visit the marketplace. Well, FIM Africa Motocross of African Nations is set to take place in Cape Town, South Africa between the 11th and the 13th of August. Namibia will be sending a young squad to compete at the prestigious event, which will see riders all the way from South Africa, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Tanzania, Morocco, Botswana, Kenya, Madagascar and Lesotho battle it out for top honors. Representatives from the team of Namibia were in studio and they had a chat with Jesse. Let's have a listen to this.
Well, we are joined here by those two gentlemen. It is indeed a very interesting spectacle that is about to happen. That is the Motocross African Nations Championship that is taking place soon. I am here with the two gentlemen. That is Andreas Brendel, Ingo Waldschmidt. Thank you so much for coming to the studio.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Wonderful. We're starting off with this event and what it's about and where it will take place.
We are affiliated to the FIM, the international body, and FIM Africa has got a similar federation or affiliation, and we are affiliated to them, and they host continental championships each year throughout the African continent. And this year, this event is hosted in Cape Town by MSA. And we are glad and happy that it's so close by, so we are willing and we're happy to send a team down there.
Send a team down there. Mr. Waldschmidt, what would your role be into this one?
I'm actually chosen as a team manager to manage. We've got 20 riders going down from all kinds of ages. Basically, the little ones on the 50s are around about 6-7 years old, to our oldest rider, I think, is 47 or something like that. So. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to try and manage them.
Wow. We're speaking of how many of them so far. Do you guys have the figures?
Yeah, we've got 20 Namibian riders taking part, and in total in South Africa, they've got an entry for 212 riders at the moment.
Wow.
So, and it's riders from all across Africa. If you take it far north, all the way from Morocco down, Kenya, Uganda, and then neighboring countries like Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and then obviously South Africa being the hosts. Yes. They've got the most riders there, and they're going to be the most difficult to beat as well.
Indeed, I'm sure the adrenaline will be pumping. It is an adrenaline-based event, and we have witnessed some great events here in the country. Making this decision, going to this event, do you feel it is worth it? I know it is indeed.
No, I think definitely it is. I think every sport needs a bit of international competition so that you can see your own riders can actually see where they are and what level they're on. And especially when it comes from the juniors up, then you can see it. I think that's what they need. They need to know that there's other competition out there, and just to be part of that and see you can compete against other people and see what your level is. I think that's very important.
Okay, interesting. Have we competed outside before?
Yes, we have. We have over the past years, since we have been affiliated to FIM Africa, we have actually had a team that participated in Kenya. We've had races in Zambia, Zimbabwe, and South Africa over the years. And we even hosted a similar event in Namibia in 2002 and another one in 2006. So I think that is important for us to be there and show that we're still there.
We're still able
we still
to
got the motocross going, yes.
Yes, definitely. That is wonderful news for motocross enthusiasts. One of the things that I also wanted to ask, I'm sure there's a lot of sponsors, there's a lot of money involved traveling to this kind of events. Do you perhaps have that on board?
Yes, I think that's a vital point and very important, that while you are in the organizing phase, that you go speak to people that can support you. And we've got a big line of supporters, and we thank them all for being there and helping us with money and articles and stuff, so that we can actually send a Namibian team.
Wonderful. They say without money you can't do anything. Well, without a team manager you can also do anything. And I wanted to find out, how are you going to prepare these boys, and what does it take to prepare this team mentally and physically, and actually the bikes and all?
Yeah, I just want to add to that, it's not that easy like with, say, for instance, say we play soccer. It's easy. You can just get into an aeroplane and you can fly to Cape Town. With motocross, it's a bit different, You've got to transport your bike, your tools, your washer to wash the bike with, and it's endless, so that's why it's also so expensive, and that's why we need so many sponsors. And yeah, the preparations have been very good. The youngsters, they go to gym. We actually managed to get like a free gym session for 8 weeks where everybody gets together 3 times a week to train, and then obviously on weekends we train at the track, and yeah, it's going really well. You could already see by just them doing the 8 weeks training how they improved. And like what Andrea said earlier as well, you got to realize if the youngsters, we've got like on a good day only about 45 riders. If we're now going to go to Cape Town and stand on a start gate where you're going to have maybe 35 riders just in one class. So it's a lot more competition, and yeah, it's going to be a very good experience for the youngsters. Their eyes will definitely open very big, and then hopefully we can have future AMUs to go to, and then they'll be better even prepared. At least they know what's coming.
Yeah. Wonderful stuff. Well, before we conclude, any word you would like to add in terms of motocross and the importance of it?
No, I just want to thank everybody that was involved, especially also the Federation, the Namibia Motorsport Federation. They've been very helpful in helping organizing the upgrades of our licenses, and then also being part of getting us the FIM International licenses. So I think from that point, and then obviously the team that is run with Ingo and a handful of dedicated people that are helping, supporting, and also obviously the parents of the kids that have made it possible, and that they send them to gym and everything. So I think from that point, thank you for everybody.
That is wonderful indeed. Mr. Vosmus, you wanted to say something? Probably assure the parents that boys and girls are going to do it.
Yeah, we got to mention that there's going to be boys and girls taking part. And yeah, I'd also like to just honestly thank the parents that they've been really giving their part and sending their kids to gym and riding, and it's pricey, but everybody played along and really put some input in there, and well, can't wait to go to Cape Town to come and see how we're going to do against the opposition. So let's see, hopefully can bring some trophies back.
Well, that is incredible stuff there. The fever, the feeling is very high, and the spirits are high. So we do hope that Team Namibia will come back with something special from there. That is it we had for you today.
Well, as we all know, we have at least about 14 youth athletes who will be taking part in the Youth Commonwealth Games. And on Athletes World, today we focus on Furi Steyn, who will be in Trinidad and Tobago for the triathlon that is. Fun fact, he started doing triathlon early in February, and fast forward to today, he's in Trinidad and Tobago taking part in the Commonwealth Games. He started off as a rugby player, still loves rugby. And yeah, so let's take a look at what he has in store for us. And all of this is set up by JSB Sports Betting. Okay, well, we are back with another banger episode. And in this week, we are dedicating the whole week to athletes who will be taking part in the Youth Commonwealth Games that will be taking place in Trinidad and Tobago.
Your life could change at any second, but you'll never know until you take the chance. With sports betting, number games, and online casino gambling, JSB is your best bet. Will you be Namibia's next instant millionaire? Place your bets easily online at jsbsports.bet or at any JSB location nationwide. We'll take you to the action anywhere, anytime. JSB, where the next instant millionaires come to play. Strictly no under 18s. JSB supports responsible gambling. Winners know when to stop.
I am joined by the one and only Furi Steyn. Furi, hoe gaan het vandaag?
Nee, wat, het gaan goed.
Ek sien
Ik
julle,
ben blij om hier te wees.
ek sien julle oefen bietjie reg gereed vir die Commonwealth Games, Youth Commonwealth Games. Soos ons gepraat het, en het jy gesê is jou eerste keer wat jy deelneem in die Commonwealth Games, maar hoe excited is jy vir die driekamp, soos ons sê in Afrikaans?
Nee, ek is baie excited. Dit gaan ook my eerste keer wees wat ek in Suid-Amerika gaan wees en dit gaan regtig baie lekker wees.
Okay.
Groot ervaring.
Ek was daarmee toe die ander dag wat jy geoefen het, jy was besig met jou swem, maar sê gou vir my, hoe lyk jou trainingsskedule voor hierdie driekamp wat nog gebeur in Trinidad en Tobago?
Nee, dit is baie op mekaar, soos elke spasie wat ek oop het, moet ek oefen. So ja, dit is baie ingeprop. Ek doen maar my huiswerk in die aande wanneer ek tyd kry en ja.
Ek moet oor huiswerk van.
Ja, dis maar baie ingeprop, maar ek kry dit aan gedoen.
Okay, nou, maar hoe fluctueer jy al die goed? Hoe doen jy die swem? Hoe doen jy die trek? Hoe doen jy die bikes?
Ja, party daar dan skryf my ma sommer vir my dat ek twee goed na mekaar doen. Soos ek ry miskien fiets en dan kom ek dadelik trek doen, dan doen ek 'n hardloop sessie en dan wanneer ek by die huis kom dan doen ek sommer my huiswerk so. Ja.
So.
So.
Dit klink soos baie weer nie.
Ja,
Is dit nie
dis-
baie weer nie?
Ja, ons huiswerk is ook baie. Engels is maar ook baie.
Maar jy kom ten minste by nie. Jy maak alles
Ja,
klaar.
alles maak ek
Huiswerk is
klaar.
op tyd. Oefening is in.
Mm.
Okay, maar al en al, hoe voel jy? Like physically, mentally, how do you feel about the Commonwealth Games? Hoe gereed is jy vir die driekamp?
Mentally ek is baie goed. Physically ek's maar 'n bietjie moeg, bietjie in die aande, ek net so 8 uur.
Ja.
8 uur in die aand dan wil ek amper slaap, maar ja.
Ja.
Mentally baie goed, physically net maar moeg.
Okay, kyk, een vraag wat ek altyd vir julle wil gevra het, julle nou atlete. As jy nou besig is met huiswerk, as jy besig is met oefening, kry jy ooit tyd vir jou vriende?
Ja, ek het maar 'n bietjie my vriende nie so baie op die laaste tyd nie. Voordat ek triathlon gedoen het, het ek baie tyd vir my vriende gehad, maar na die tyd nie so baie nie, want ek moet nou heeltyd fokus op oefen en
Ja,
oefen en huiswerk. So dan kry jy nie eintlik maar baie tyd vir die vriende nie, maar by die skool, daar sien jy hulle maar, so dit is eintlik fyn vir my.
Okay, maar hoe affekteer dit die vriendskap? Verstaan jou vriende dat jy baie besig is
Ja.
of is dit duis wat sê nee, jy mag nooit tyd vir ons nie en wat jy ken?
Ja, hulle verstaan eintlik
Okay.
want toe ek gaan, hulle weet van dit. Hulle is ook by sport betrokke, so hulle weet.
So hulle support
Ja,
en sê
hulle
okay, nee,
support
verstaan
ook
hoekom maar kom jy nooit tyd insit vir hulle nie.
Nee, hulle worry nie eintlik daaroor nie, want ek sien hulle ook baie keer by die ander sporte, so
Okay.
ja, dis
Okay,
goed om te socialise dan.
gepraat van ander sporte. Wat alles doen jy?
Ek doen ook rugby.
Ek het jou gesien speel.
Ja, rugby is lekker. En ek doen fietsry het ek ook so 'n bietjie gedoen en atletiek.
Okay.
Atletiek, ja.
Okay.
En ek doen mos nou ook swem.
Ja. Lees gaan aan en aan. Okay, maar kom ons praat van die wanneer het jy begin met driekamp? Wanneer het jy begin voel is jou sport of is jou type ding? When did you get into triathlete? When did you become a triathlete actually? Yeah.
In die begin van die jaar toe het ons daai nationals hierso gedoen net hierso by Olympia. Ek het daarso begin. Dit was soos amper my eerste half kompetisie wat ek gedoen het. Ja.
Wow.
So ek het hierdie jaar eintlik begin met ja.
Wow. Started this year and he's at the Commonwealth Games. Youth Commonwealth Games. That's a good year. Dit 'n goeie jaar gehad.
Ja,
of dit 'n goeie jaar vir. Okay. Planne vir jaar na. Kom ons praat nou na Commonwealth Games. Wat is jou planne vir yourself like?
Miskien
objectives wise, goals. Wat wil jy achieve in hierdie jaar?
Commonwealth Games, ek wil goeie half finish hê by die Commonwealth Games. Goeie position kry en dan na die Commonwealth Games gaan ek ook my oefening aanhou, maar ek gaan nie so baie oefen in die dag nie. So ja, en ek gaan ook my rugby miskien bietjie increase.
Wat posisie speel jy?
Agste man op flank.
Is lekker. Okay, he's a voorspeler. Okay, cool. We're back. Last question before we let you leave, Furi. Out of the 3 items, I mean, we have the swimming, we have the cycling, and then we have the actual running now. Wat sal jy sê is jou gunsteling en wat sal jy sê jou regtig nie daarvan nie? Of jy doen dit maar net omdat dit maar daar is?
Ek hou eintlik baie van die fietsry. Fietsry is vir my baie lekker. Ek hou baie van fietsry. Swem hou ek ook eintlik van, maar nie so baie soos fietsry nie. Die draf. Draf moet ek maar net klaar maak. Ek hou regtig van die draf.
Exactly. Ek stem saam 100%. Okay, viewers at home that are watching that know that you are going to be at the Commonwealth Games. Het jy dalk 'n boodskap vir ons mense by die huis of het jy 'n boodskap vir die mense wat daar gaan wees vir jou of daar gaan wees en vir jou kyk hoe jy is by die Commonwealth Games? Het jy enige boodskap vir hulle?
Ja, ek is baie excited om daartoe te gaan. Ek dink ek sal probeer my beste doen daarso en 'n goeie posisie kry en dankie vir almal wat vir my ondersteun. Ek sal hopelik goed doen.
Boom. There you have it. A beautiful message. He'll try his best and he'll try to make you all proud, my Furi. Dankie vir jou tyd, my vriend.
Dankie.
Geniet dit.
Dankie, Brian.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Furi Steyn representing at the apologies for that, representing at the Commonwealth Games in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, just a quick update. Namibia's scrum half Hilarious Kisting will be out of action for at least 6 weeks after suffering a right forearm fracture just before halftime in the team's opening match of their South Africa-America tour against Argentina last Saturday. Head coach Alistair Coetzee said it's very unfortunate and you feel for Hilarious, who has worked hard to earn the starting big position. It's part of rugby and we are hoping for a quick recovery. I know it's a race against time, but I am positive that he can still play a big role in the upcoming Rugby World Cup. Well, that's all the update that we have for you today. Ari Okhari is on standby with Globetrotting.
How do you find the perfect time? Is it in what we create? Or is perfection a form of art? Can we taste the perfect time? Move to it. Feel it. Or is it best enjoyed together? The perfect time is out there. Come with us to find it. Vintage Draft. Perfect time, perfect beer.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with cricket news first. It's news from the Ashes cricket series, the men's cricket Ashes between Australia and England that completed in England. It was quite a competitive 5-test series. In the end it ended 2-all draw, and that was because the 5th test, the final test, was won by England by 49 runs to draw the series 2-all. One of the tests ended in a draw, and by 2-all it is Australia that retained the Ashes, and that is because the previous Ashes series in Australia, it was the home team Australia that won that series. What happened in the 5th test was Australia needed 384 runs to win. Big task in the 4th innings on the 5th test, and they got to 334 all out. It was 49 runs short. England won by 49 runs. They had a good score overnight, 135 for no wicket, but lost their 10 wickets on the 5th and final day. And significant also for Stuart Broad, he's the seam bowler from England. He announced his retirement just before the conclusion of the 5th test, and during the test series he achieved 600 test wickets, and he also took the last wicket, that is for England, to beat Australia in the 5th test. He ended with 604 wickets now in his test career, so a great achievement by Stuart Broad. Going on to soccer news, and it is news from the transfer window. It is the English Premier League that will start on the 11th of August. It is getting closer. Still a few teams that's trying to get a few players still in the late stages, and one of the players that's confirmed, that is Chelsea, that agreed terms. That is for the French international defender. His name is Axel Disasi, and he played for Monaco, but he will now play for Chelsea, and the transfer fee, or this fee that Chelsea bought him, was 45 million euros. Significant signing for Chelsea. They didn't have a good season, the previous one. Didn't get into the top 4 or the top 8 in the English Premier League. And now their first game on the 13th of August in the English Premier League will be against Liverpool. It's a tough home game for them to start the new season. News from Liverpool is that the international midfielder from Brazil, Fabinho, he signed for the Saudi League, and he will play for Al Ittihad, and that is in the new season also for 40 million euros. So he's not going to be available for Liverpool again. And also it was Liverpool coach, that is Jurgen Klopp, that denied that there were talks with Kylian Mbappe, the influential striker from France, and he said that he's a good player, that is Mbappe, but he is way too expensive for Liverpool to sign. And so Mbappe linked to several options. Is his club PSG Paris Saint-Germain that said that he must sign his contract by the 1st of August. So they very strong pressure on him to sign his new contract or go to another club. And other clubs interested in Mbappe is Real Madrid and also Chelsea and also Barcelona.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's show. Sports Wrap will be back again tomorrow. Same time, same place. Goodbye.